Good morning, Oracles, and happy Monday. Let's see how this week is going to start. So, with the macro environment looking still a bit rocky, we still obviously have our ups and downs with inflation, the Fed meeting coming up in March, and the Russia-Ukraine situation going on with uncertainty. The market's going to be up and down. So, what I look at is, how long is that going to last? We don't know. Most likely it is going to be short term. So for me, I'm going to look at the fundamentals of Tesla and what they mean for the company going forward. Well, looking at the fundamentals, we heard over the weekend insider information about the 4680 batteries coming out of Cato Road. So it looks like they have about 1 million batteries in storage. Now, based off of Sandy Munro's findings, looks like there's just over 900 batteries that are used for each one of the vehicles that are produced. So with that being the case, that means that there's enough batteries in storage for 1,000 vehicles to get produced. Now, Tesla did say on their earnings call that they will have enough 4680 batteries coming out of Cato Road and Austin in order to keep up with the demand for all the vehicles that are getting produced out of Austin. So this is why over the next year they will be producing their own. So this means that all the batteries that are being produced by third-party manufacturers will just be a bonus on top of what Tesla will already be producing for themselves. Now, looking at the run rate that they had going on there, looks like they had about 92% success rate in the batteries that they are producing. So we don't know what rate they're looking to get to before they get to scale production on this, but it looks like they're getting very successful and consistent with the batteries that they are producing. So at this point, it's just a matter of time before they get to the point where they can be scaling production on them. And Elon did state that the first Model Ys coming out of Austin will have the structural 4680 battery pack. We do not know if this is going to be the performance model, if it's going to be the long range. I am guessing they will be starting with the performance because that is the higher end version, and that will offset any costs that they have with production ramp to offset those margins. That's just my own guess. So we'll see when that actually comes to fruition. So it looks like they already have about 1,000 vehicle worth of batteries ready to go. So I don't know if they're waiting for better production ramp out of this, if they're just going to continue at that rate before they scale. Lots of different things that are going on in the works right now. We're still waiting to hear about Austin, what's going to happen when they open with the structural 4680 batteries, which vehicles they are going to go in, whether it's performance or long range, how it's going to be determined for sales. Like for me, I've got my Model Y reserved. It's a long range base model. I will be adding FSD to it, but looking at that, I'm slated to get my vehicle in November. I do not know, and I've been checking daily to see if they are updating the sales page, the website, to see if there's a difference, whether I can choose a 4680 battery. As soon as I get this information, I will share it with you guys. It'll probably end up on Twitter before I even get to it, and I check it every single morning. But those guys on Twitter are pretty darn fast. So I've got to keep that monitored because I want to make sure I get the 4680 battery. That is one of the big pieces for me. So I will not be confirming my order for sure. I'm glad I have a lead time that leads out to November. So this way, when I see what's going on over the next month to make that determination, I will make that change because I want the 4680 battery. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who wants this, which is probably why they haven't made any other announcements discussing it. You know, similar to a compact car, they don't want to say we have a compact car coming out in 2023 because then all the orders and demand that they have right now will go away with people choosing to get the lesser expensive version. So I have no doubt that's what's going on with the 4680. They don't want to announce it because everybody is going to be like me and they're going to want to change their orders to make sure they get the 4680 batteries. So I'm sure there's a lot of different things in the works that are going on with that. But that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I want. And I know that Elon did say that the western 2/3 of the country are going to get shipped out of Austin, which is where the 4680 batteries are coming from. So I don't know if on the western third of the country, if people will have their choice and be able to opt and say, hey, I want a 4680 battery out of Austin, or if they will be producing the same 4680 structural packs out of Fremont as well. I don't know, obviously a lot of questions that we don't have answers to, but hopefully we will soon. Just a bunch of different things that we can discuss later on when it comes to the 4680 battery. But it looks like with the 4680 battery, they will be producing 16% more range, which means that if you're taking a long-range Model Y from 330 miles of range, take you up to over 380 miles of range. So that's a huge jump right there. Plus, it looks like it's 14% less expensive, which means that you're going to save about $1,000 per vehicle for production cost. And based on the 900,000+ vehicles that Tesla had sold last year, that's almost $1 billion in profit that you will make just from the 4680 batteries. That doesn't even include any other cost-cutting measures that Tesla does on a daily basis as it is. So think about how vertically integrated Tesla is, how well they are at cutting costs to make their margins even higher. Once we get the 4680 battery out and rolling, once that gets into scale production, they'll be able to tweak that even further to save even more on the costs and bring that car cost down per vehicle, which then in turn will raise margins even more. And now going back to the earnings call where, obviously Elon had broken down that they are going to be focusing on the Tesla bot, Optimus, artificial intelligence, and FSD this year, and they had AI Day last year. Well, 2 years ago they had Battery Day. And now here we are 2 years later, after talking about the 4680 battery, it is now going to be coming to life and becoming reality. So we had AI Day last year. Elon then speaks about Optimus on the earnings call this year. So give it another year and a half, and I have no doubt that we will be seeing Optimus as a real thing within the next 2 years. Whether it's just on the production floor or not to help around the factories, we have yet to see what's going to go on. Elon did say that we should see a prototype by the end of this year. That would be exciting. So we'll see what happens there, but you got to remember when Elon and Tesla speak, they're speaking about the future. And so, maybe as people have, argued back and forth and discussed, maybe the earnings call isn't the right place to discuss that. But that is where their mentality is. And their mentality is now 2+ years down the road. This is what they're working on. But it's not taking away from the fact that they are still focused on the 4680 batteries. So the 4680 batteries are obviously something that they're heavily focused on. They're making this come to real life. They're still focused on all of their EVs. So when you're looking at all the projects that they have going on right now, it's not like they're taking any of their focus away from that. They're just looking at down the road in the future, what do they need to look at when it comes to the AI bot, when it comes to FSD. So these are things that they're looking at for down the road, but as of right now, they still have the 4680 battery, which is what they were discussing from 2 years ago. And the 4680 battery is a huge game changer that a lot of people have kind of, I don't want to say forgotten about, but between the AI bot, between FSD and robotaxis, it's kind of like the 4680 battery just isn't as top of a priority on people's lists right now. So you got to remember that when it comes out, the cost savings that they're going to have on this is a much better battery, much more efficient. Being a structural battery pack as well means that there's going to be even more cost savings because it's going to be built into the vehicle as itself. Lots of different amazing things coming out of this 4680 battery that I kind of think are being overlooked and overshadowed by all the other things that are going on right now. But when these start rolling off the line in Austin over the next month, I think we're going to see a huge game changer. And what's going to be kind of nice to see is, I don't know if we're going to see actual deliveries out of Austin in March. It would be great. But Q2 is really where we're going to see the difference. So while we don't have any vehicles getting produced right now with 4680 batteries, we will have, if any, minimal amounts of 4680s coming in Q1. So Q2 is really going to show us what the cost difference is. I would love to see if there's going to be a cost per vehicle breakdown between like Shanghai or Fremont and the 2170 batteries, and then Austin and the 4680 batteries. And I don't know, I haven't gotten any confirmation. Let me know in the comments if you guys know if they are going to have 4680s coming out of Berlin. Last I knew, they were going to be starting with the 2170s, but I haven't heard anything different since probably about a month ago. So let me know if you guys have heard anything different. So I'm really looking forward to the 4680 batteries and when they come out. For me, I know I got in super late on the Cybertruck, and the Cybertruck, for me, I probably won't see it until 2025 because I'm so far down on the reservation list. But if I can be one of the first ones with a 4680 Model Y, that would be outstanding. I'm also contemplating if they are going to start with performance. Do I just get a performance? I really want the Model Y long range though. Bunch of different things I've got to decide on my own. I need to wait and find out some answers before I can make my decision as to what I'm going to do. But either way, I would like to be one of the first to have a 4680 battery structural pack vehicle. Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about the 4680 batteries? Do you think they're coming soon? Do you think they're going to be able to scale them soon? I know we've heard rumors about a lot of battery equipment going on in Austin right now, so we shall see if they're ready to scale it yet. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.